So this matchup in the women's wheelchair basketball competition. Group B, Algeria, with a couple games played already. They have not been able to record a win. And equally for France, they are at the bottom of this group of Group B. The top 4 teams will go through to the quarterfinal round, still in search of that opening victory. For Algeria, it's their 3rd match. For France, it'll be their 4th. And each team will play 4 matches before they will, in fact, complete the preliminary round. And it's the teams that will be in those top 4 positions that will go through. And then the classification matchup between 9th and 10th position. At this, as it will be France in the blue with the white trim, the white lettering and numbering, to be invited now out onto the floor as they're introduced. They took on the Americans, and that was a tall order as they were defeated 37-93. The People's Republic of China, not quite as considerable a scoreline against, but it was by 20 feet or 20 points that they were beaten. And then the battle against the Netherlands. The Netherlands, they beat them 81-30. So right now for France, this is their best opportunity to record a victory and try and secure this 4th position in this group. And the women's team from Algeria now to be introduced. They have the white uniforms. They've got their green warm-ups on. And some of the players play with the hijab, some do not. And they will be invited now out in a moment as they are all prepared. There is the number 4, it's AWAD, who will make her way out. She's in classification 1.0. And right through is ETAVARD, rather this for Algeria. And their captain, there he is, KHEMGANI is the captain for them. She is the 34-year-old. And number 12, ZAIRI. She's a player capable of putting some points up, so the scoring will come from KHEMGANI, number 9. ZAIRI is number 12. Those 2 are the most likely to put the points up, but they've been tough to come by. 16 points in their opener, then 29 against Netherlands, and then this, their 3rd matchup. What is in store for Algeria in this one? It'll be the playing now of the national anthems to come, and we'll start with the French national anthem.
First, the anthem of France.
moments, some of the most precious in this competition. The exchange of pennants and pins with each other. There would be France come across to the referees. This is the Algerian lineup, and as was said, it's their captain, number 9, KHEMGANI, who's most likely to do the scoring. And as well, ZAIRI, number 12. They have averaged the most so far, but they've only been able to score a total of 45 points over the opening 2 games. There's Jawadzi. He's the coach in charge of these, and he's across with great pride and respect and dignity as he shakes the hands of the officials. And it's a really interesting moment as the Algerians set to take on the French. And this French side, they've got some good experience, an average age of just over 32, but their scoring, BUSO is one to look for, number 14. Right through to Menard, she has a touch as well, Laurent, and OMER-DELEPINE, the elder stateswoman of this group. Pascal Montet is the man in charge. And naturally, as you might expect with his name, he speaks French. Sometimes you're seeing some of the older players, Laurent particularly, number 10, having to interpret for him a little bit, but he's a pretty urgent and also charismatic coach. He's trying to will his team on. This could be their best chance, so France, to record a victory. And the opening lineup for Algeria: GHOUL, KHEMGANI, SEMATI, ABDELALI, and BOUBLAL. BOUBLAL is also effective. Maybe not as much in the second game against Netherlands, but against China, she showed capability of putting the ball up and getting a return. AWAD, ETAVARD-GLEMP, OMER-DELEPINE, MENARD, and BUSO. Here, the opening lineup for France. And after those national anthems, as you see Algeria, as I say, probably half and half will be wearing the hijabs, and that new for some of these athletes that participate in this competition to experience that, and that's all part of the new frontier, and that's part of the Paralympic Games, bringing from all around the world. And what a real blend that was, to see the jabs, and then you hear the sounds of Guns N' Roses coming out across the Rio Olympic arena. This is the work so far from France. They haven't been able to get a result yet either. The Americans handily giving them a defeat. People's Republic of China, it was close. And then now coming into their last matchup against Netherlands. Netherlands are very impressive, and they are likely to be one of the teams who will be getting to the medal rounds. Jelinek, the Serbian, Magallanes, the Mexican, and Zamponi, the Italian. They will be in charge of this one. And there is Jelinek, the referee. The 2 umpires on his flanks, Magallanes and Zamponi. So here comes Algeria in white. They wear the green athletic trousers, pants, whichever applies more appropriately in your part of the world. Welcome wherever you're watching. The classification for this event, each player has a numerical value apportioned to their level of impairment. And each one of these players with a lower limb impairment in this particular sport, and they can range those classification numbers from 1.0 to 4.5. But across the 5 players on the floor at any one time, they cannot cumulatively exceed the number of 14. So Saint-Omer, as you look at the back of her right there, she's a 4.5 class 5 player. And BOUBLAL, she also with a 4.5. So it'll be the opening touch and taken by France. They'll go up and they'll score. And within 7 seconds have got that. They've got the bucket. They've also got a foul. They'll be diligent. They're busy, France. And this is the tough part. They've been right in the matches amongst some of the, well, expected to potentially medal teams is probably the best way to describe. And then they've just faltered, and things, as the match have gone on, they just haven't had the stamina maybe to stay with it. But they have shown periods of real Impressive play. They finished that off, that opening sequence there. It's a three-point play, as you see. And that was Menard, who gets the field goal and then follows it up with a free throw as well. They've won the ball back, and here come Les Bleus again. Feed inside. This is good. I thought she was going to go for the bucket. Comes back, and then the feed into BUSO, then she'll score now. So very unselfish distribution of the ball from France. And that bodes well. Algeria doing their best. They've just, I thought, kept it in. That was their captain. The full length of the floor, trying to get to it. That's KHEMGANI. But she can't keep it in. And they're the 44-year-old for France. Fabienne, Saint-Omer-Delépine. She with the ball right now, number 9. Great height, great extension. And then she's got also wonderful hand-eye coordination. She's got the ball there, and she's got her first basket of the match. So across 3 different scorers so far on those opening 3 shots taken by France. They're perfect. And equally the tack-on point from the free throw line. Algeria just working. That's been launched well. Captain BOUBLAL does exceedingly well to maintain her balance. You could see the wheelchair start to rock, and it looked as though maybe she was going to end up taking a tumble. She doesn't. This better, getting back defensively in front of BUSO. The feed in, though, again. And that is a quickly taken deposit, and it's on the scoreboard. And just over in a minute and a half into this one, and it's just giving need, really, for Algeria just to say, well, hold on a second here, ladies. Just what are we doing defensively? Because it looks as though France have a player advantage out there. We need to front up. It is fascinating to get inside those coaching circles and to see the way the athletes speak amongst themselves. It isn't always pretty, is it? And you're seeing them right in the heart of the intensity of their battle. And many of them, well, they all have an individual story to get to this point, to be competing against the best and have these opportunities. They want to put their best foot forward. That's the natural competitor in each of them. With this for Algeria, they'll take it across the line. They already have, though, the French awaiting. And you'll see this where the Algerians are just waiting for some support to come across and get them, and it's the coaching staff just waiting for them to lift up the athletes. And you'll also see it with some of the other nations where they will roll to their side and then onto their front and then try to get themselves back upright. And you see the French player just looking to see whether or not there's going to be a foul indicated on the play. And that's a learned thing, isn't it, for Algeria? It's also just about the body strength, that core strength. Sometimes it's difficult to get back over, but if they fall, they need to get onto their side and then try their best, just like anybody would do. If you're needing to get back upright again and it's difficult, you'd get to your front, try to get to one knee, try to get to two, and see if you can't push yourself upright and push against your body weight. But it's something I'd love to see the Algerians just attempt a little bit more, as this one would just go up off the rim and it will just leave the field of play. It will be France, and it's pretty much been all one-way traffic in the opening, just over 2 minutes of play. This into their number 7, ETAVARD-GLEMP. She's a 1.0, 38 years of age, and this better competed for from Algeria. That's something that only playing against better opposition also teaches you. They're getting frustrated right now, and France obviously looking to inflict that upon them. It's intentional. But this is really a time French score. And you can see that with the coaches chatting with his side. Just reminding them of what they need to really be thinking about individually. This is up, this is not bad, but it won't fall. And just filling into a lane. The angle was sufficient. Looked as though that could have been on. And a foul on the play. Just wait to see how that will be. It's going to be drawn by Menard, so she goes to the line. And Algeria, as we say, have spent about 80%, probably a little bit more of the time so far in these opening, just over 3 minutes of play inside their own half. And that goes down as Menard will get one from her effort, and she gets the basket. So she's 2 from 3 from the line. This better. This is their captain now for Algeria. And she, number 9. You saw her, she was in the coaching discussion there, just trying to clarify the coach's point. And you saw sort of the sunken eyes a little bit, sort of the eyes just looking down to the floor. It's just an interesting exchange of how they're used to these environments, these levels of demand and responsibility here athletically. But this a good moment for some points to get on the scoreboard, and there they will. The first one, lock it up there. It's Boublau that's got number 1 today. This crowd in Brazil loves to see it. And she got 2. Oh, it looked as though, but she's got a rebound. It did just get away. They do come in and take it. And this better from Algeria. The feed inside to Boublau. She might get a field goal. She does. That's exactly what everybody wants to see. A team playing to the best of their ability. And you don't need anybody getting blanked. So 12-3. Allowing Algeria to just start their offensive account, but they make a pass prior to really being ready to receive it, and France are just waiting in the traps to take that one from them. It's a turnover, but it will be France again to take the inbound from in front of Algeria's bench. Down low. The pass to BUSO. She's got a good enough angle from there, but she can't quite get the strength of it up off the glass. And it comes up only to come right back down again. But she's in the course of shooting. So she goes to the line now. She's got a couple from a field goal, and this one she'll get the free throw too. So BUSO averaging 8 a game. Her field goal percentage shooting at 39% are her numbers. 3.7 rebounds per game as well. The assist, she likes to be able to distribute it. But France have just marginally better, had a better go in this tournament than Algeria. This they're looking to try and take full advantage of. They're 10 points clear now. And Algeria have to work to get it across. They do. Connecting the plays together. Boublau, it was there. And it's the old adage, if you can touch it, you need to be able to catch it. And that one just getting beyond her grasp. PICHON inside to BUSO, and France taking advantage of their quicker movement. more confident, and equally, probably as well, more experienced across the board. We look at the average age, and that necessarily isn't the true reflection, as these two are about the exact same age. Cumulatively, the average 32.2 for Algeria and 32.3 are the official numbers for their average age, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the players have played equally as long. Some starting later in life in their adulthood, and others in their early formative years, getting into their early teenage years, will have come across wheelchair basketball as a great sport to play. Stamina, conditioning, skill, speed, you name it, it's got it all. It's one of the most established in the Paralympic Games from 1960, the first Paralympics, and it was in Rome, that particular competition, and there an effort following up, trying, and that was better industry from ABDELALI, as she was trying to, after she'd taken the shot, to just maintain her position, to recover that rebound. It does, however, just come off of her hands, and it allows for the reset for France to reintroduce play. The near side, it's in. And this young lady, that's Oumy Fall. And her points per game, well, she's had no average as yet. So those are first points in the tournament. The 33-year-old. So in the third game, she gets involved offensively. She might just go and get another couple. And that one won't fall for her. And again, it's just off the rim and just encircles out, just keeping enough balance. If they've been pushed, she has. Just as she tries to direct the passing of the ball there, her wheel just touches the baseline. And that's what has led to the call here from the referee. A change of possession, Algeria to inbound. KEMGANI, the captain, she'll pass it. She'd love to get it back if she can get some room here. She'd try to get in for that loose ball opportunity. It's not going to be available to her. It will be, however, for France, as they come straight back. And ETAVARD-GLEMP, she will score. Those are her opening 2 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different scorers right now for France. And BUSO will come in and tally up. She now goes to 7. The intention is good. However, upending the Algerian player is better. She goes to her side, goes to her front, and that's the way it's done. There's leadership from KEMGANI. The captain shows exactly how it's done. She goes for an almighty tumble. But she's a very proud woman. And equally shows her teammates it can be done. 34 years of age, a 4.0 classified player. You see, he's trying to direct traffic from line, may not be reflecting it, but you can see from open play here right now, they're just starting to gain a little bit more confidence. France just put up a roadblock, get right in the way, and make nothing easy though for them. That's the way you learn. Playing against better players. Learn by doing. Some things you just can't talk about other than you experience it firsthand, and that's, well, most invaluable thing, having that real live experience. But this now for France, it's their number 12. Perfect, just the one shot she's taken. That, however, has come considerably short of the mark. So it will be Algeria. It's a basket, scored as easily as that. The free hand, wasn't a whole lot of guidance with that left hand. Just kind of slinged it up there. There's two of them where that comes from. There's FOULANI with a double dip from the free throw line. Into difficult waters there for Fall. They'll wave that off. The shot coming after the violation, the foul. And the turnover is launched, or rather assessed, against COSTE Perrine. COSTE, as that shot, or the foul that really leads to it. And this, the inbound coming from KEMGANI. I'm gonna wonder who she's gonna go to. The feed is there. There's a better pass. She's got to support it. She couldn't take the return, no, until her wheels were most definitely across that line. Otherwise, it's over and back. She's fought for it there. She's going to bounce it, keep it alive. And she'll take a shot, and it just goes off. The positioning is good. That's not a bad idea. Almost looking a little bit apologetic was KEMGANI, but no need for that. Just get in there, compete for that ball. She worked so hard to take a good shot at it, came short. She wins that back, she gives herself another chance. And Fall with the long distance, it's a pass. It looked intentionally, or originally, that was a shot, but it was directed for PICHON. And here comes KEMGANI. She's gonna create some daylight for herself. She's gonna go the whole distance of the floor, and that one cannot fall for her. And you see her with the aw shucks. And she thought she had done enough. This is where you want to see it. Trying to get onto her front there. That's just strength, core strength that's been required. And she gets the help, SEMATI, to get back upright again. So you saw it was the leader right there, KEMGANI. She took responsibility, but it is, as I say, it is just body strength. Getting used to it too. Knowing how it feels, and that you're not gonna hurt yourself or hurt the equipment or anything. It's what the players do. Inside this last minute now. And the sound of the buzzer for substitutions. Montet is kind of wondering, he thought he had done the right thing. He'll take a seat and see how his team can perform in this possession. Might be the last one of the quarter. That one just goes right over the top. The feed, more fast break, better looking. They could have scored another bucket or two easily, and the swipe at it with the big hand. This will not be received and picked up, though now they're gonna have to get the shot up quickly It's going to at least hit the rim. This is a great feed into a central area. It's kept it live. Another shot clock. And they just let it slip from their grasp. Or is it going to be Algeria who retains it? And the query comes. I thought that went off the Algerians last. There we are with the French. It's going to be Algeria's ball. Not sure how that came to pass, but regardless, they get another shot clock. They're counting down from 14 seconds in this one. Has kept this ball alive. To the wide side, the pass, maybe the idea, and it just can't be retained equally by Fall. So with the 6.3 seconds, Algeria again, they have to get it in, they have to get a shot off, and do it as quick, really, as they can bounce it and just find a set position. Movement's what they need. I'm not sure what happened there. We had the timekeeper's bench, the indication of the horn, then the whistle, and 5.3, the seconds remaining. And that was a violation for getting the ball in. That's exactly what it was. 5 seconds in which to do so. They took too long, Algeria doing that, and that's what they have called. So team turnover is what they're suggesting that was. The infringement of 24 seconds, but there was still some more time on the clock. I think it was the counting in of the ball from the sidelines. But this little bit of emotion coming in at the end of the half and throughout the opening 10 minutes of play. But in the women's wheelchair basketball, after the opening 10 minutes, it's France 23, Algeria 5. And the statistics in a review, the Algerian shooting at 11%. Well, that's going to have to improve just to even reflect what they're capable of doing. Turnovers, 15 of them. That will kill your hopes quicker than a bullet. Algeria in a white and green, still defending this same right end basket as we look at this from left to right. It's France in blue with the inbound. And they also have a substitution. Now into the match is their number 5. Or rather, it's their number 13. It's WEMBOLUA. And their entire roster, it's COSTE, WATINE, OMER-DELEPINE, MENARD, and WEMBOLUA now out onto the floor for France. For Algeria, look at this, a long distance one. It's MEHIMDA, GHOUL, FOULANI, KHEMGANI, and SEMATI. France just picking up where they left off. They'll score the opening 2 points of the second quarter. And then a little bit careless here are Algeria. That's what you really want to see. You want to see them just pay attention to all of the little things that will help them be a better ball club and learn from every team they play. and that was just rather hopeful, trying to get a pass up, and it comes in the course of feeling a little bit overwhelmed, probably by the opposition that they have competed against. But you learn from those better players too, and the teams and how they conduct and go about their business. So France now, a good distribution to this lineup. 7 different scores so far. From distance, that's got a chance, it'll go. It was up already, and it was just before you heard the buzzer sound. It was already en route. So how about that one? I'll just give a little bit of encouragement to the Algerians. MEHIMDA is the player who strikes that one. She's taken 3 shots. This one goes, and a little bit of a 2-on-1 break here. She's the same shooter again, this time tough. That backboard has really proven supportive for the players shooting. Gives them just a reinforcement of a different angle, and sometimes from the position that they're shooting from, at least they can go higher than the rim and give a downwards projection towards the basket. There's a timeout for Algeria. They'll just have a discussion, making sure Montet's happy enough. He says, listen, you guys can just stay out there. I'll leave you to it. No direct traffic. This is MOUSSA, number 8. So ZAIRI now out on the floor. MOUSSA, GHOUL, KHEMGANI, and SEMATI. Defensive regard from Algeria. She comes in, and it's that left arm as she protects it so WEMBOLUA. So she's 20 years of age, a 4.0 classified player. A forward, you'll see the 3 different positions, the forwards, the centers, the guards. And a different approach. That's a nice moment. KHEMGANI, she gets upended as the chair just puts her on to her side and then onto her back. And she, a very proud performer, she gets herself up. WATINE gets under and she just kind of can't open her balanced position. Made of stern stuff. Enjoy watching. Number 9, the captain, she has the ball for Algeria. This is KHEMGANI. She's expectant. She wants her team to be better and equally trying to demand it of them. But they've run out of time. This is France just pushing her in a position where she couldn't find a teammate in which to give it to. And the shot clock just runs out. Discussion here. So they calling that a foul. There seemed to be a direct relationship as it was just being explained to 44-year-old of France. And Fabienne Saint-Amand-Delépine. We're waiting for the ball to be inbound by WEMBOLUA below this French basket. Already back Algeria in position, waiting for it to come in. So a pushing foul is what's being indicated there. KEMGANI now comes out, and KHEDIR will come in. She's number 5. She hasn't had any action as yet. She's the first one to touch it from the inbound, right into rather spirited MOUSSA. He's got the vibrant red haircut. And Algeria with 9 points now. The most that they have scored was against the Netherlands, 29. Some thought maybe that flattered Algeria to get the 29 points. Thinking as much that maybe Netherlands was a little more focused on the points they were scoring, but it's important that you get a chance to score, feel good about your efforts in the match. Really enjoyed watching how Netherlands played against Algeria. Really, it's the important part of what's going on. It's about inclusion, opening up what may have been new frontiers. And every part of the world feeling as though they can compete, whether it be at the Paralympics or the Olympic Games, as one. All with the same goal, the same ambition, and the same things that they love doing, and equally the same things that they also are challenged by. This is Algeria. Have they drawn a foul? I think so. You saw the way that was celebrated. Is she going to be able to get herself upright there? That is just pushing off, and she does. So that's better as KHEDIR goes down. From what I saw in day 1 to now into day 4. Algeria learning just their way, and a lot of it you learn by also watching as well. It's the old phrase, never an open mouth has gained any wisdom. It's the eyes and ears open, taking on board. This, they run out of time again. So they just meeting up against a very stubborn French defense that is just keeping them preoccupied and distracted. And that, as a result, the horn will sound. And it's traveling. That was a double touch of the wheel without bouncing or passing or shooting the ball. So that is the official form of traveling. You can roll without touching the wheels. The wheels do so much though. They direct traffic, they propel you, and so you're constantly wanting to go to them. And that's what keeps the game of basketball alive. The passing, the dribbling, and obviously the shot taking. It will just go in and out of that rim. Following up, this one works around and it will fall. And there you see the very long and extensive frame of Fabienne. That's her first name, of course, Saint-Omer-Delépine, her surname. Feed inside, MOUSSA. MOUSSA off the back glass and in. There's a great moment. She's got a sparkle in her eye. She's just one of those infectious people that just has that enthusiasm. And you saw that, quite a tender moment really, where I'm not sure if they were both sort of curious about a call and waiting for clarity on it, but she just kind of rubbed the arm of Saint-Omer-Delépine and just sort of kind of consoling her. And she, equally, I think, touched by it, was the French lady, returned the favor. But it's been a timeout called here by Pascal Montez, and with 3:45 remaining in the half, a few more points in this second. It was 23-5 after one. It's 12-6 currently in the second quarter. Total score, as you see, 35-11.
On se fait bouffer des rebonds et on laisse des tirs qu'on ne doit pas laisser. Allez! Allez!
Well, we all know what a lay means. It's, let's get going here. Is this, see those long arms? Well, the only way you're going to be able to block her is by fouling her generally. Once she's extended them, there are very few players as tall, and equally the way her seat is up, further elevated than a number of the players because accommodating her long legs. So each one of the chairs are an extension, obviously, of the athlete, but they are customized for their preference, their style, also their body type, and equally for their impairment. So a number of things go into designing your own wheelchair. But the wheels generally seem as standard. The size, a little bit smaller the wheels. You'll see on the free throw line there, just to take it, this number 11 for France. And Emilie Menard, averaging 6.5 points in this competition so far across her game. She's got 4, and she will just let that one get away, but they will come in and cash it. She's 2 for 5 from the line. But it was OMER-DELEPINE who finishes that score. Now she's got a steal. Left that for her teammates. They just pick it up. It's the second mouse that gets the cheese. And that is going to be, oh, it was there. You would have bet on it. Delapine now 3 for $1, and she will put it on the board. Quickly, the good roll and the score. Seeing a powerful delivery there. There is the number 5, KHEDIR. She was just strolling forward. She's quite a bit like a water bug, so quick and active. She's kind of scooting around out there, and she was working as hard to get back as she was to go forward. And that's what just suggested she's just busy being busy out there. This offload, some better movement, can't be received on the first asking, and that's SEMATI, who just sees it slip from her grasp. Now for Algeria, this is KEDJOUN. She makes her way in. So she's a 1.5 classification, 29 years of age. KHEDIR, GHOUL, MOUSSA, KEDJOUN, and ZAIRI. So out comes KHEMGANI. And they make an errant pass here, France. That goes right into the timekeeper's bench, or certainly over there on the way to the Algerians. Pretty good intensity coming in from Jawad Z. But ultimately, there's so much being learned by his team out there in live play. Well rebounded here, going up, that was blocked. It was an offensive rebound taken from KEDJOUN. Shooting style of the French lady, OMER-DELEPINE. And her stats there, as you saw, 16 points already. Really is good going. So PICHON will come in and take over duties as they pass the baton right there in front of the timekeeper's bench. GHOUL out here now as well. She is the eldest player on this side for Algeria. She's 44. So the two eldest ladies, 44 years of age. Number 9 for France, and equally number 6 for Algeria. As one comes in, the other one goes out. Exchange for each other though. They're obviously on the opposite sides, but this now inside the last minutes. Over the top into a look off of the basket, and that was Laurent taking. She hasn't had a lot of activity. She just had a couple shots. She has the 2 points, but Menard just stripping it of ZAIRI, putting that pressure on her. Laurent puts it in. PICHON gives it back. Laurent puts it up. A long pass. This is going to be tough to complete that to ZAIRI. Already in good position was Laurent back. The offload for PICHON. From this angle, they should score. No, she's a left-handed shooter. She takes that inside track and converts it. One more time up for MOUSSA. She'll dribble. Keeps the play. Nobody streaking towards the basket. It's a real logjam up here high. The feed inside was not anticipating. It goes off of the chair. And time will get away from both teams as 20 minutes now in the books. And what was a 23-5 scoreline after one is a 22-8 scoreline impressively acquired by France in the second quarter. And that at halftime will accumulate to a 45-13 score. France over Algeria. So the teams with 15 minutes now break. There's confirmation of the score. You see they get all their personal belongings and go make their way for a reboot, have a little think and reflect on what they can maybe improve for the second half. More activated. Algeria, they take a little bit of getting warmed up and getting going into the match. That's something they'll have to just learn as they do going forward. Just take every restart and bring the best that you've got. They're shooting half the accuracy of France right now. The free throws, though, however, they're 3 from 4, so they're twice as good as what France are doing. And then the turnovers, 23-9. And the points from turnovers for France, 29. And that is the story in a nutshell of this matchup right there at the bottom of that graphic. 29 points from those turnovers. You convert that around, and this game would be right close. So as the fans enjoy the entertainment inside the Rio Olympic Arena, there's a chance for both. As we'll see you coming up for the third quarter right after the break. Algerians taking a little bit of time coming out of their dressing room before re-warming up again at halftime, but they equally have a little bit more of a discussion in front of their bench, so a little bit more discussion than action. They'll need to activate. They're obviously going the other direction now too. They're still in their own defensive half, needing to just get over on the other side as they'll be going from left to right in the second half. And looking at Algeria's points per game, 22.5 is what they have been able to score and attain. They're kind of on course for that right now, 13 through the first 2 quarters. They can exceed that, they've done well. And they've allowed 97.5 points in the games that they have played thus far. If they can keep this score in check and keep France under control, well, that's an improvement there equally. So you do have to break things down into smaller targets in order to hopefully get bigger gains. And it will be turned over. This for France now from right to left. In blue with the white lettering and the numbering. They'll advance it quickly. It's a confident direction. BUSO has ZAIRI on her, and they'll just take the loose opportunity here, and forward it will go. The long play up to ZAIRI. She'll dribble it, advance it forward. It's a good give and go. And can they hold here and come up with something? A shot from the outside that goes off the rim, and that one will not fall though for Algeria. The idea, a good one. The execution equally good, just not quite sharp enough. As BUSO, she's got it within her sights. She's also got 3 Algerians on her, but that's not going to be enough to prevent her from scoring. She will take 2 more. And her total so far, she's got 9, 4 from 7 from the field, shooting 57%, and 1 free throw rather from the line from 2 attempts. Like the energy of this player. That is number 5, Naoual KHEDIR, and she's a 4.0, 29 years of age. She looks much younger than that, but that is the stats and the facts of her date of birth. But she does play with a real snap and energy that I think is a great influence in this side for Algeria. It will help them all just sort of push on. Sometimes you have to become your own motivation internally. It's got to be intrinsic, and you have to work with your relative environment, push your teammates, and that's how you're ultimately going to get better, because you practice more than you play, and you have to, within your own team, create that competition, have that tempo being set, and raise the whole standard of expectation. This now up, and ZAIRI, before she crosses the line, if they run out of time, you hear the whistle being blown. 8 seconds is what they have. They don't get it over in time, and France is just employing that full court press, really, and taking away any advancement of the ball that was available more easily in the first half. They close it down. Algeria just give that one back. That one just sails right on through. Nobody really anticipating that one. So the inbound and the offload, they need to work quicker than they did. This is better. It's into the possession of the aforementioned KHEDIR. And she's got French players coming straight at her. And PICHON reaches in. Not sure if she does get the foul. Just confirm. So this, needing to really get to the side is the way for MOUSSA. As we've said, seems to be on her back, and that's just the twist. That's all core strength. Just twisting your body to be able to get on the side and then equally around to the front. She has the height, equally the core strength. You see the energy and power from her there to be able to do that. Height not so much a factor. It really just comes down to strength and power. In this, you're seeing, that's the face of KHEDIR. And just Does this become a technical? Is allowing it to continue. You saw the indication from the official of a tee right in the face of the Algerian coach, but nothing caught, so the foul is drawn by KHEDIR. So that allows the re-entry of play. She'll try to shoot it, but it goes through a French hand en route, so not much comes from the end product of it. She's as busy as a bee. She's gonna go for a pass inside to ZAIRI. That's gonna score. And I thought initially she was gonna launch it for a 3-ball. I thought, hold on, sister. And then she moved it down low and got it into the open hands of ZAIRI. So 2 points on the fast break. And then overall in that exchange, they pick up 4. As they won it back through the foul, and then they scored again. This goes off the rim. And France just reaching in. And you see the celebrating of it from KEDJOUN. She holds on to it and just invites France to reach in, and they get their hands caught in a cookie jar. As the referees only so gladly, they blow the whistle and allow play to continue. Try to keep things moving. They've called Algeria a couple times on not being able to get it up over half in 8 seconds, and I'm sure they don't take any great pleasure in that call. They'd love to see more free-flowing basketball going on. That's a much more productive passing play. They need to work quickly here. This is a long pass. It's been taken by Moussa. Moussa's very capable. You see the offload here. KHEDIR will take it to the lane. She puts it over to her teammate. And all of that good work. They advanced it so well. The no-look slipping pass there by Moussa sets it up, and then KHEDIR creates the angle. They have to finish their own good work there. As BUSO comes inside and off the glass and in. That's a beauty. So she's now up to 12 points for France. It's MENARD who's got 16. Only players who have not scored yet. There's only one. It's just COSTE, their number 6 player, Perrine COSTE. She's a 1.0, the 32-year-old, and no doubt I'm sure she'll get some action here, try to compete for some offense in this match for France. This into the defensive zone of Algeria, and BUSO just again going forward. There was the defensive rebound from WATINE, and then the assist on that play. ZAIRI, number 12, just coming back against herself. The shot clock inside of 10. She's going to need to really try to advance forward here. And she's going to get an offensive foul for going into what was already established by France. And that's what it is. It's an offensive foul. You see the referee calling it. And now some new personnel coming onto the floor. And you see ABDELALI, she's had 6:52 in the game so far. And BOUBLAL, they have had the exact same floor time, 6:52. Now re-enters. She's got 3 points though. That was 2 points and a free throw. And BUSO is just very diligent, resourceful, gets in the middle. Just a very confident player, capable, gets into a position and finishes that one. BOUBLAL will try to back away from some trouble here if she can. Open up some options both left and right. She's still going. She might just hold for the shot here. The idea off the glass was good. She was just a little bit shallow with that one. Needed a little bit of further extension high up off the glass to get beyond the edge of the rim. ETAVARD, and this, a good driving play. She drops it into her teammate Fall. And she does the rest in motion. Oumy Fall now with 4 points in this match. And all the way down, the defense is there. The rebound from Fall, even better, as she's back just in the nick of time to get to that before an Algerian hand does. And this ETAVARD, she's going to take the shot. However, it's not designed to fall on that attempt. This a break, and she's making it happen herself. This is straight up. The captain, KHEMGANI, was trying to outwheel the defender, AWAD. She wasn't going to have anything of it. She breaks with her at the same time, forces her up, and then the ball just comes away from her grasp. So there you see the shot clock has not been rejuvenated. They'll need to work quickly. BOUBLAL, she's got the free hand, but she won the foul in the course of shooting. And it looks as though she has. So BOUBLAL just getting now settled at the charity stripe. One from two today. Oh, there. She's got that free right hand. It doesn't look as though it's been guided overly well. She's just relying on her sight. And she sets it, and then, but she comes right back down again. That's in order to get the power generated. She goes 2 from 2 from line. She's 3 from 4. And then she's got a field goal as well. Well, they credit KHEMGANI with an assist on that play for creating that opening originally, because the conversion had come with the score. And it came from the free throw line rather than in open play as a field goal. BUSO just a little too strong on that one. And the 24-year-old makes that one work. She almost thought that she had let that one slip from her grasp as well. You saw her just shaking her head as she sent it up. It did find a way to fall. She's got good habits. Plays the game in the right spirit, the right temperament. And equally, she has just a good idea of what she's wanting to do with the ball at all times. Reaching in, and that one just comes short. Doesn't quite get the opportunity to fall over that near side. KHEMGANI, as intense a player as Algeria has. She protects the ball and then watches it in anticipation that it was going to have enough strength to get up and over. And now more substitutions. This is now France going to bring in their player WEMBOLUA. KHEMGANI right now has gone to the sideline. It's been a timeout called by France. So with 2:47 remaining in the quarter, it's France 59, Algeria 17. Still lots of basketball to come. 10 minutes in each quarter if you're just tuning in. And this overall in the competition for the women's tournament is game number 37.
Elle arrive, c'est la roulée pour qu'elle vienne s'empatrer sur Solenn. Encore, par contre, elle n'a pas le droit de rentrer dans la raquette. Ensemble, allez. Et après, on lève la tête tout de suite.
So there you see GHOUL WEMBOLUA. GHOUL is 44. WEMBOLUA, much younger than that. Officially, she is a 20-year-old. So just coming into her prime, starting her Paralympic career. And these, the first games at Rio. KHEMGANI will take the first shot. And that for her today, that's her first taken. And this, her second taken into the ball. That is activated a shot. It pretty much, that ball checked out every part of the rim before it decided to fall down through it. Internally, it will just be a great rebound coming in, and then BOUBLAL just swats it away rather than trying to be precise about it. Said, well, if it's not in your hand, then you're not going to shoot. So at least I can knock it away from you, even if I can't just take it from you. So this coming in behind this formation here. 3 Algerians. We're trying to prevent access, and the easiest thing from the outside was just to take the shot. It was available. So ETAVARD-GLEMP now with 4 points in her 13 minutes and 45 seconds on the floor today. BOUBLAL. The pass just getting away from Algeria. The idea to just spread it to the near side. You see how high she sits in her chair. She does have the best height available in this women's wheelchair basketball team from the African continent. There's a great moment again of a chuckle between the two on the sidelines there. MOUSSA, I believe that was. And equally KHEDIR. They are a spirited pair. And equally just having a moment of putting it all in perspective for them. 17, trying to control ball, the French player. It's in. Need to be quick, and they have done that. That's good ball advancement. Dribbling it, just keep it alive. BOUBLAL needs to be careful not to just give it up just casually or too easily. That's the play from KHEMGANI that's in a spot that really BOUBLAL's got to make the most of it and take it. Inside, and another bucket for France as it will go down. This is THIEURMEL. So she had 2, she's got 4. She's only had just over 3 minutes of play. And this just catching up the stat tracker for this entire game. Everything from soup to nuts available on it as KHEMGANI just adjusts her hijab. She has done precisely what she wanted to achieve with that movement towards the French basket. So at 21 points, their average so far has been 22.5, and they haven't quite got to the end of this third quarter. They might be able to exceed that with another 2-pointer here. So that's improvement for Algeria in this one. But they are conceding at a rate that's similar to what they have allowed in this tournament, 97.5 per game. Taken by BOUBLAL. There's enough time, more than enough, to get down the floor and record a score. This is just getting out in front of GHOUL, who will just turn and prepare for some support of this ball. She wraps it up. This time is going to be working against them. Question who last touched it. I think it's quite obvious there. ETAVARD-GLEMP is just going to prepare to return it into play. WEMBOLUA, right at the moment of truth, has that knock from her periscope as she came up from underneath the traffic in that key area. And the seconds do get away from both sides. Nothing further after 30 minutes now of play. It was an 18-8 victory for France in that third quarter. And a little bit of a slight reduction. So the defense from Algeria, a slight improvement. They are poised to score the most that they have in a match. It officially was 29 points they recorded against Netherlands. They're in a position here. 8 more to go to get that, 9 to break it. And these are the stats of the match. Again, twice as good. France with their overall shooting percentage. Algeria, however, twice as good from the free throw line. But the 31 turnovers, that's almost 3 times as much as what France has committed. That's where the game has been swayed. Equally, the 12 steals from France to the 4 that have been achieved by Algeria. They don't quit, they've kept coming, and they're getting better every time out. So equally, though, are their opposition. France inbound to start this 4th and final quarter of play. And they now, with OMER-DELEPINE, who has been their leading scorer in this one, she's been just pipped now by BUSO, who has 17, to Delepine's 16. And foul immediately within 8 seconds underway. And the inbound will come. Laurent, well, should just wrap it around. That is the old wrap and roll as it drops down. And a couple more points for France. This is the offload coming across this center line. Can they just get into an area to create an angle for a pass? It's just loose play. Just gets away, and there was really no real further plan for that ball other than trying to get past an obstacle that presents itself. Might have been an Algerian capable of getting on to the end of it, but it will be France now returning the favor. Seeing the 3-point attempt much. We saw one from PICHON. That's the only one that has come from France. Kept well. KEMGANI into BOUBLAL. The inside feed and just over the back or over the top from behind. That's always a difficult place in which to receive a ball. And that was no different there. No, back into the game. ABDELALI is out and she will mark the French player, but she's up at the top with control, just not allowing her to get down low, as looks as though has been her directive. So ABDELALI, a 2.5 player, 28 years of age. Hasn't had a whole lot of floor time, just over 9 minutes in this particular matchup. Playing a little bit more as it goes on. This is her with the ball. She's got herself into an awkward position there, and you can see her just watching the ball go away. She was really on her own without a whole lot of support. And I think she can get up from there. She tries to break and maybe look to see if there was a player, but she's gets herself ready before she falls. And she's helped upright. So you're never going to be able to get up if you're just on your back, but you see time and time again, those that get onto their front, there's at least a 90% success ratio, and if not, at least one of the other athletes can help you, rather than the coaches having to come out and get you upright coming from the sidelines. France assessed with a 3-second violation there. Just camped out a little too long in the green, having a picnic. They will take another crack at it with this possession here. Right in the lane. In Algeria, you've seen it a few different times. They don't always fully consider what they're doing with the ball before they've released it, got rid of it, because they think that's probably going to be the best thing to do before the ball maybe gets taken from them. And they maybe just need to just get more confident in their ball handling. I think that would settle things down because they're not having to think as much. They have a feel for where the ball is, give them a chance to get their head up and know that they can dribble the ball and maintain retention of it. Then you start to being able to, once your head is up, see what's available to you in front, and hopefully that, of course, then leads to better decision making because you have all the facts in which to make them, as opposed to concentration to maintain a dribble. Oh, it's going to be a three. KEMGANI, she has demonstrated that before, and she just goes from downtown Rio right out here to Tijuca. They're about 35 kilometers apart, this Olympic Park area, and the downtown and more so Copacabana Beach that runs right the shoreline, where the more established areas of Rio de Janeiro historically still remain. That was a great shot. KEMGANI just has dropped in a three ball. That takes her to now to show for it. Rolling in tight, and the concentration, the close positioning. Look how much taller MENARD is. She's like a 7-footer out there with all the other athletes at 6'1". She has that clear an advantage size-wise, reach-wise, to get to the ball. So she'll go to the line, concentrating well, maintaining her balance as she took that shot. And here she is, just awaiting the ball. A great smile from her too. She was halfway between maybe putting it off the backboard or equally just trying to get that over the front of the rim. That went into the face of the player ABDELALI. She a little bit surprised by it and thought for a moment she needed to be substituted. She's thought better of it. She just made her eyes water a little bit. And it will surprise you, but she's all right. And onward she'll play. This is their captain. She just hit that three-point shot. And here they go from left to right. Algeria, can they go the length of the floor and record another score? We said that highest total has been 29 points. Their average is 22.5, so they're through that. But maybe this has been drawn forward, the full height. this is COSTE is the only player for France who has not scored yet. She is number 6. That, however, was number 11, Ellie Menard. She's got 6 points to her credit. It'll be interesting to see if France can manufacture a good opportunity for their number 6 player. Just under 9 minutes of play that she's enjoyed in this match. It's just one of those triumphs amongst the team that from here, I'm not sure if they ever will. This is a very impressive advantage by 47 points with just over 5 minutes to go. I thought that was the wheel that had come off of KEMGANI's chair, but it is not. Just need to get a little bit of shape back in this one. Let's get the ball in play. Let's get the players aware of just what they're doing, and let's just keep it active and activated right here. It is going to be Algeria. Internally, a good pass to GHOUL, and she misses it. She is wide open. And then the effort from France to link it up, and they just send it long. And Algeria just learning, I'll just let it go long. We'll find a way just on the inbound. There's no sense us straining for it. So again, replacement of personnel. Ruby Fall will come in. The 33-year-old. And I only believe that because the stat sheet tells me that. I wouldn't think that to look at her. She looks as though she can still be in her teens. But this, the play forward. And that's an effort, pretty good one actually, to get that one into the hands of FOULANI. Inside to WEMBOLUA, the battle from KEMGANI. And they're just gonna allow that one out, France. They'll take the inbound. Some good activation. But can they defend the inbound inside of their own end zone and try to just keep France at bay? These are the individual challenges within a match that you need to challenge or to set for. Small goals. KEMGANI goes down, but she's up. And whether or not it will be given. It was the referees that called the stoppage in play in favor and in support of KEMGANI getting herself upright. So off they roll again. FOULANI with the shot. That one is not quite accurate enough. GHOUL looking to play. Here it is for KEMGANI. They will just miss another one. And that, oh, it's frustrating. And not that it's decisive in the overall result, but it is in reaching your potential and maximizing what you're capable of doing. That's what they're wanting to achieve. Of course they are. FOULANI will be substituted. They've won it again, Algeria. But there's a little bit of butter on that ball as it's just gone through their fingers once again. Not sure how it is that they retained it. They just work, and look at this shot here. Have you seen it twice in a row? You have. And KEMGANI has just done the double bill of 3-point bombers. 3-pointers. FOULANI went for one. And then KEMGANI is just locked and loaded. A couple of just long distance calls. Sends it right across the Atlantic from Africa. Boom, into the basket. Well, you're looking at GHOUL. And 4 minutes remaining. Both sides will just settle in for a timeout. And Montet having a conversation, just setting the table for the next match to come for them equally. I want to make sure they finish this one right as well. The GHOUL in LA play the game, play it out. Let's get going here. No need for us to do the moonwalk to finish this game across the line and to back ourselves to the finish line. Let's go to the finish line bursting through with everything we still have, rather than just resigning ourselves to, well, we've already got the victory, so maybe we don't have to work as hard. You have to play to your full extent of your potential and push yourself, even if you're not being pushed to try and claim the result. You're being pushed by what you know you're capable of doing. Pichon will go to the line here. She will execute. That really was a rather delicate and sensitive call. I'm not sure that there was contact, but we only had the one camera angle. Sometimes you sense that there's the anticipation that there's going to be contact and you want to make the call quickly. I'm sure that happens at times. Really depending. Basketball is a quick game and you don't have the benefit of replay, and there isn't a need for it on this stuff. Play allowed to continue, you got to make it. But again, that play being made, the call coming from behind the athlete, blocking out really the best view for it. But two players lunging in for France. You expect there's got to be contact on the hand. And there looked to be, but equally to how much extent, what is worthy sometimes and what isn't. A prospect again, that one off the backboard, didn't catch the rim. So that is why the buzzer has sounded for the shot clock expiring. And now WATINE will go to inbound in front of Algeria's bench. And WEMBOLUA gives it right back to her. Good reach over the top by the African player. And you're just seeing improvements, in fairness, throughout the course of this match. That was ABDELALI just being more activated, more assertive, and that's a general observation, that the Algerians could just be a little more thirsty for the competition of each loose ball, retaining the balls they do have in their possession, and then also working off of the ball to get open and available as a passing option. That takes work too, particularly if the defense is able to match you. Sometimes you feel like it could be an insurmountable task. You have to do it religiously and you have to do it consistently in order to create enough openings to really threaten to get a result. It's all a numbers game, and if you're not shooting your percentage as well as you need, they didn't need more shots. And Algeria just knocked that away from themselves. At least it appeared as though they had. But this coming forward, we're looking at another Algerian score, and there she does, ABDELALI. I acknowledge that I thought she had made some progress throughout the course of this match, and then she comes out and puts a bucket on the board. So she She's averaged 3 points in their opening game so far. That'll give her a couple in this one. Does she have another score? She looks more motivated now than at any point. That's an offload, a great pass in. That is going to work out for KEMGANI. She's going to make the play to the backside to ZAIRI. That's just too much. And the return with interest from France on the break. And that one won't fall. WEMBOLUA, she'll turn. She has a good look at it. And now all of a sudden, it's becoming a really difficult prospect for both of these teams to put the ball in the basket. Fast break, is she there? She is. She's just exceeded her total. She's got 4 now, ABDELALI. Forget 3. That was day 3's total. She's moving forward. She's on to 4 now. France with a timeout, 1:14. Using it again. These are all about teaching in the course of live play.
Après, vous êtes en position de tir, vous ne cherchez pas à donner à l'autre, à l'opposé ici, de toute façon. Donc on n'a pas le temps de la faire, cette passe-là ici. Ok? Et derrière, nous, on presse. Ouais? 31 points.
Look at ABDELALI just make her way to those 2 back-to-back scores consecutively. She looks like she's been doing that all day. Those are her 4 points, just late in this 4th quarter of action. Just over a minute, and France will just poise, and that will not fall. They just lost. KEMGANI got a little bit lucky. She took that ball early. Look at her whip this one up. Is this up to ABDELALI again? Is she just going to keep the player? Oh, she has a 2-point shot, and falling in the course of action. She's trying to rotate herself onto her side. And this, as you see the stretched out arm of the French player, that is COSTE, who has not had a score as yet. Maybe, there she is upright. She's just making sure that she's got her feet positioned as to where she needs them. And France, great sport-loving country. And that one vibrates off the rim. I'm going to bet on her that she puts this one in. Oh. Well, how about that? It's KEMGANI. She's just going left and right, but at the moment it looks like dead-end streets. They look like cobblestone streets as well. It's a rugged road, but she likes that, and of course she would. When you've got a couple of those in your pocket today, why not go for a hat trick of them? Put a big sombrero of 3 balls up on the board. There, the French player just doing a little bit of the twist. And Montet now helping her upright. That was AWAD, that was her own speed that's trying to corner. She needs those wheels on rails just to lock down so she could take those at high speed. I don't think even any treads on a wheel would have prevented that momentum. There for KEMGANI, the captain. One more just for good measure. That's the highest total they have scored in a match so far, Algeria. They've been 27% shooting. It's an improvement because their overall average coming in had been 20%. So this game, they shoot at 27. Well, they'll take that. That's a step in the right direction. Officially, it's 28 as a team. It's 27 from 2-point range. It's the field goals because of those shots that have been recorded and ultimately executed from the 3 points beyond the arc. They're going to have to work quick. The horn will get in the way of another successful shot for Algeria to try to finish this one. They scored 5 in the first, both 8s across the second and third quarter. But they win this last quarter, 12-9, Algeria over France. But overall, the work had been done in the first half by France, and equally in that third quarter, they got 18 points to 8, the victory. The shaking of the hands, the full respect and sportswomanship going on as they make their way, and they will as well, to both the coaching staffs and the referees. Smiles, les bleus in celebration, maybe a little party wherever they're going tonight in Rio, as it will be respectfully France allowing Algeria to come across and acknowledge the referees first. But a full-time result of France 72, Algeria 33. That is the result in Group B in a women's wheelchair basketball. So the statistics of the entire match. Again, the field goal percentage got better.